and safe. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and I'm here to keep you company for another hour. We're going to be busy. Anyway, is anybody in the building with me? Dear Paul, are you there? Are you helping us today? It's a rainy day. It's a very rainy, unpleasant July day. Can you believe that it's August tomorrow? So let's see, is anybody there apart from myself? Anybody here? Let's just let you come on in. Come on in, and then we'll get started. Yeah, I think I'm in the right building. Yeah, sound is nice and clear. Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, it's not very nice weather here at all. What about where you are? Strange times, aren't they? Good morning, all. Here they come. Well, it's certainly not outdoor weather here, so I'm thinking that possibly it's a good day to hang out together and be creative. Come on in. Here they are. Kettle's on. I've put the heating on. We had to light a fire last night. I know. What is going on, friends? Hey? Good. I'm glad you can hear me. And other than that, I've been really busy already this morning because we got so much going on. I am a busy bee. I can tell you that. Yeah, loads going on here. There's while our friends are arriving, we've got I'll say it once and I'll probably say it again later on. There won't be a SHAC next Monday, just so you know. Tomorrow, for sure, Paul will be here on Groovy Tuesday. But next Monday, we won't be hanging out together because it's retreat week. And so many of you good people will be wending your way down to Ditton for our Clarity retreats. And Paul and I need to get ready to welcome you. So I won't be here next Monday, but we will be here the following week. So business as usual the week after. Good morning, Jane. Nice to have your company. Come on in. Karin. Yeah, lovely. We've got friends from Germany here as well. So there you go. And where are you? Just by way of interest, whereabouts are you? We are in Crowborough in the southeast of England. Whereabouts are you? And what's the weather like? That's what we want to know. Let's see. So south of England, very unpleasant, rainy and cold. So there you go. I'll get the ball rolling. Over to you, Virgil. Where are you? And that gives our friends a chance to come on in. We've got 105 people already joining us. Isn't that cool? Some on Facebook, some on YouTube. So let's see. In Cornwall, wet and misty. Pat Hoskins. Big shout out for Pat. Oh, Pat Hoskins. Little did we know. Did you see her on Country File yesterday evening and the family farm? Wow, Pat. I know. What a handsome fella your husband was, eh? That Rex. And all those children in a row on the hay bales. Oh. And then you told me they were your cousins. You were all cousins. Oh, it was beautiful. Absolutely brilliant. And hats off to you for saving all that footage, eh? All that cine camera work. Absolutely fantastic. If anybody is listening to me now and didn't have an opportunity to see Country File, go back and watch. Pat, what was the name of the farm? Which farm? Because it was sort of halfway through the programme, wasn't it, yesterday evening? Really exciting. Didn't you look posh on your Ferguson, on your Massey, eh? On your tractor. I know. You haven't changed a bit, Pat. You haven't changed a bit. Still as beautiful. Yeah, so there you go. And where was I yesterday? Hailsham, East Sussex. Patricia, yeah, what's the weather like in Hailsham today? It's wet. Do you know, we were near there yesterday. What's the name of the priory that's close there? Mickle something? Beautiful priory. And there was an art and craft fair there yesterday. It was a bit mizzle, bit drizzly, but we went and supported our craft friends. Beautiful stuff. Really beautiful. There's so many creative, talented people out there. Yeah, and it was well visited, well attended, I have to say. And a couple of our friends were exhibiting, and they were having a stonking exhibition. Isn't that great? You know, you have to support our artisans. We must support our artisans. That's us, by the way, folks. Lorraine, Estepona, Mickle, I knew it was Mickle something. Mickleham? Linda, thank you for that. Yeah, it was beautiful. La la la. Yeah, good. Very wet and miserable in Stockport. Cold and rainy in Düsseldorf. Gisela auch, wa? Mind you, having said that, you know, when you look at other parts of the world, I mean, Grace is in New York at the moment. It's in the 90s. Unpleasant, very warm. You know, and then look at the south of Italy and Greece. What is going on, people? Dry here, but very heavy rain overnight. Judith. Yeah, dull and wet in Devon. So it seems that there's a big cloud over us at the moment, and it's kind of protecting us from the very, very warm sun. So I suppose in a weird sort of way, we ought to be glad. Anyway, so we're indoors, nice and safe, having a drink, having a cuppa. What about you? I'm drinking water, actually, but I'm drinking out of my lovely bee mug. Raining in Crawley. I know. Wayne. But there you go. It's got to be good for something. So let's have a look. Shall we crack on? Come on, then. Let's crack on. And I'll show you where we've been and where we're going, because today I'd like to kind of tie up our bee story. Okay, so let's have a little recap of where we've been. So we were using tracing paper, and we started out by drawing the queen, the drone. Do you remember we were learning about the worker bee? So the queen and the workers are all females. Interesting. Name of farm, Gear Farm. Thank you, Pat. Gear Farm. Yeah, so sorry to digress, but if you get a chance to watch Country File, is that BBC? I don't watch much telly, but I did watch you yesterday, Pat. It's called Country Farm. Fabulous. It was all about grass and hay, and very, very, very interesting. Anyway, Pat Hoskins, Gear Farm. Fabulous. Those Cornish pasties looked good. What do we call them, Pat? You had a different word for them. They were called something different. They did look good. Made my mouth water. What fabulous memories. You must be so proud. Right, back to the bees. Because this also kind of ties in, doesn't it? So all back to nature. Worker bees, ladies, queen bee, Pat, drone, male. There you go. And then what we did was, after we'd drawn them large, because my theory was if we draw them large, then let's have a look. We can it'll be a lot easier to draw them smaller. So then what we did was we drew them on the side of the page like this, and then we made a kind of an angle like that. So then we were able to just reduce them in size. So there you go, there was our drone. And then we did the same with the queen, but we never actually drew her in tiny. But I tell you what I did realise, and if anybody was working with me on this, did you notice how much easier it is to draw them small when you've already drawn them large? So I thought today would be a great day. Oh, then there's a download. Interesting. On our SHAC, on the website, there's a download of a hexagon like this nested, which is absolutely perfect if you want to add a beehive in the background. Look, like that. So a honeycomb. And that's great because now you've got the different size bees, and then you've got the honeycombs. So that's that. So that's what we're going to use today. I think we'll go there. And then yesterday, look, see, you can go large like that, be kind. And then what I did yesterday, when I got back from Mickleham, was I transferred it to one of our little, you know, I'm always going on about the 3.5 by 3.5 card. Well, there you go. So then what I did was I just took what we learned together, transferred a couple of bees, a drone, could be a queen bee and a worker bee from the side, right? Or it could be 2 worker bees, who knows? And then I thought, I know what we'll do. We'll colour them in and we'll turn them into a little card. So I thought this would be nice. Look, so if I come up. Forgive my fingernails, I've been working with a gel press and texture paste, so I'm a bit of a mess. There, look, isn't that pretty? I like it. So I thought we'd do that. Quite arty, huh? I could see that in a gift shop. I could certainly see that in a gift shop, you know, selling honey. Don't you think? Hey, got your beehives, make your own honey. I could be self-sufficient. I can make the little pots to put the honey in. Hey, Dave could be the beekeeper. On my days off, I could make little cards, little gift tags for the bee honey. Like, I haven't got enough to do. On the subject of beautiful pottery, check this out. I don't know if I've shown you this. This was a gift from Dave for my birthday some time ago, years ago. Look at that. See this little, look at this. I thought, oh, I must show my friends this. Look. And you know what is really precious about it, right? Really, really precious. Let's go in on this camera so we can take a closer look at it. See the little bee? Isn't that a beautiful little thing? Now, prepare to be impressed. I'm going to turn it over. Can you read that? Can you read who the maker is there? Yep. It's a Clarice Cliff. It's a Clarice Cliff, sorry. Clarice Cliff original. How about that? That's quite something, isn't it? Power women, you see. Women making a difference. Be the change you want to make and all that. Eh? Clarice Cliff. I've got a couple of beautiful pieces that Dave's got me from her. And they're much coveted, I must say. Isn't that lovely? Little bee skep. Let's put that in a safe place. So there you go. What's the warm over here? Okay, so shall we get started? Are we all? Now we're building a crowd. 194 friends, all hanging out, drawing bees. Well, that is something, isn't it? Hey, I think so too. Right, come on then. Let's make this little card. Let's make the little card, and then we'll colour in the little bees. And I'll come in really close, look, so you can see how I've coloured it in. My eyesight's not as good as it used to be. So look, I'm being it's very unforgiving. But you know what? It's good enough for me. There you go. So let's have a look. Nobody looks at your artwork that close up, except you, Barbara. Okay, so what we need, first of all, is we've got to decide we're going to use, let's see, I would say we're going to use the drone. Okay, so I've gone down this end and I've drawn a drone that's a bit smaller. See, it's easy. Honestly, it's so easy. By the time you've done this a few times, you can do it. You could do it straight to the card. It's that straightforward. But so what we're going to do, you see, is take your bee and go down, travel down that angle and draw it a bit smaller. Let's have a look. I just need use an H pencil or an HB pencil. You don't need any. You don't exclude yourself. Oh, that's it. I can't do it because I haven't got the right pencil. Any pencil will do, friends. Any pencil will do. Okay. Let's take, what have I got here? I'm using an H. That'll do. Right. So just sharpen it. There we go. Okay. And now we're gonna draw that little bee. I mean, I'll draw one here, but I probably use these two because I've done the job, you know. But all you're going to do is literally, let's just go down here, and then you'll see the same, exactly the same. Let's just make it smaller. So you go like that. Okay, the body's always going to be a bit bigger than the other half, so go just above halfway. And then let's just get that body in place like that, right? Then we'll put the, so that's the abdomen, that's the thorax, and there's the little head. That will do. It doesn't have to be exact, does it? It just gives you guidelines. That's what we'll look after. And we'll give them the antenna, and then we'll give them the wings. There you go. The wings don't even have to be the same all the time. Do what you like, friends. They're your bees. There you go. But it's nice when they've got 6 legs, haven't they? Zigzag, zig. Remember, legs, zigzag, zig. There's another couple up there. Let's go that way as well. Busy little bee. There we are. The eyes are what does it. Remember when we were talking about this and we said they've got 5 eyes? 5 eyes, but we can only see 2 here. That's good enough. There you go. So you've got your shape, see? And then what you do is once you've got your shape, you can make it, you can give them little characters really, can't you? Okay. Then we're going to put the stripes in. Don't overthink it, get arty. Okay. We've already done the detail, now we do the, so now you've got your shape, if it's pleasing to you, okay? Got the wings. I quite like the wings maybe to be a little bit more like that. Yeah, cool. Head, important. Right, definitely top head, bottom heavy, pear-shaped we'd call that in the body world, wouldn't we? Okay, so now you've done that, you've decided, right, you've got, so I've got 3 I can play with now. You can make more, can't you? All you've got to do is take another bit of tracing paper, go like that, and keep going, just draw different ones, all right? So we've got that. I suggest that we put these in first, and then we'll wrap the honeycomb in behind, okay? It's easier. It's like stamping, isn't it? You put the image at the front down first, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to go to one of our little pieces of card. How about you? There you go. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then I'm going to take my little, I'm going to take the ones I've already done because they work. Okay. Little. And I wonder if I've got enough. I don't know if there's enough pencil on there. One of the things that I decided after the fact, because I put a really fine black line around there, and I was thinking, maybe if I were actually going to put this in an art shop, okay, with my honey that Dave's going to make when he's a beekeeper, right? I don't know, I might have used a dark grey pencil instead of the black, you know? But there you go, that's me overthinking things again. So I'll put that there, and now we're going to take our bee, and I'll pop my first bee here, and then I'll pop my worker bee up there. Okay, so let me just see. Now the other thing is, of course, while you're transferring your, if you could see the state of this room, this is, because at the moment, see, it's all up in the air. Everything is up in the air. So Sunday, this coming Sunday, I've got a TV show, haven't I? From 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, I'm on Create and Craft. Okay, so I'm trying to do my prep for that. See, I'm putting a little bit of low tape on there, and then when I do this, he's the fella I'm interested in. So I can decide where I want to put him, what angle I want him at. Then I'll just press that, and now it won't move while I'm working. Right? Now let's see if I just let me see if the pencil, if there's enough. Yeah, it's enough for me to see. So I'm sort of halfway between doing my prep for that. I've broken the back of it though. I did some yesterday and I did some Saturday as well. So I'm on top of it, but it's sort of, I haven't put it to bed, as they say, if you know what I mean. No, I haven't put it to bed. You can't see that, but it's good enough for me to see. See, so I'll take that off there, and then I'll take my H pencil, my sharp pencil, and I'll just pop my little bee into position. Okay, so I know where it is. Pat Hoskins, when you had the farm, did you have bees on the farm? There's a question. There, that'll do. Now we've got legs as well. So I'll put the legs in. There you go. Just like that. It's art, if you're wondering if it's inaccurate. It's art. And then we're going to make the wings as well. Do you remember? So the best way to make the wings is to make them at the same time, so they're sort of symmetrical. Yeah. Don't overthink it though. That's okay. That's okay. It's just veins. There you go. Nobody's going to worry about whether they're right or wrong. Just make them look busy. There you go. Then we've got the stripes as well. Got a bit of striping going on. I'm going to go a bit lighter now with my striping, just to give myself a bit of a guide. And then we've got the eyes on the side like that. There you go. Oh, well, do you know, we've got over 200 people according to my screen. 203 people. 203 people. I like that there are so many. Not for any other reason other than that people are enjoying what we do enough to hang out with us. You know, that's not a bad thing, is it? Okay. And so there's something good to be said for, one, the weather not being so great, so people are looking for a creative solution, right? A creative pastime and some company. And also, I like that we've got something to do, you know. It'd be really nice. You could set yourself, you could say, right, I'm going to make 5 bee cards. I'm gonna, let me think, I could make one that says, be kind, be lucky, be happy. What else? Come on, give me some ideas. What have we got? Be kind, be lucky, be happy, be strong. If you've got something going on in your life, Sarah Brennan, love you. Be strong. See? That word be is loaded, isn't it? Be crafty. Thank you, Ken. Be crafty. Be the best person that you can be today. Be quiet. Behave. Hey? Be creative. Lovely. Be confident. You see? Be yourself. Love it. Be who you are, people. Be you. Yeah. Be. So now, see, you could make half a dozen beautiful little cards with your bees, and then just add the words, and then suddenly they pack a punch. Be kind. Right, so we've got a bee there, and then we've got the little worker. Come on, let's put the other one in. So I've got my little worker bee on the side. I'll pop him there. There you go. So the low tack tape holds that in place while the bee's in place. See, and the other thing is, now I've got lead on this side, and because I've done it once, I could put him up there as well. So it's a double-sided. See, I can put him where I fancy now. So once you've got a couple of little bees like this, that's, you know, it's the world's your oyster, really. Now let's make sure that it works. Only because I'm using not a soft pencil, I'm using a hard one. It's good enough. I can see enough. You see, that's what I want. I can just see enough to do what I need to do. Like I say, once you've done a few of these, quite honestly, you could do this with, I mean, they've got a 6. There you go. That'll do. I mean, it looks a bit, there we are. He's in the right place. He's got a body. There we are. Yeah, once you've done this a few times, this is like riding a bicycle, and you've got your stabilizers on, you know, and then after a while, you take the stabilizers off and you can go freehand. 1, 2, so their legs are sort of dangling a bit, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Now he looks like he's. Put the eye in. because we're going to colour these, you see. So, but you want to be happy with the shape before you do that, don't you? Right, and we get the old stripes in as well. Nice. All good. So once we've done that, we're happy with that. Next thing we want to do is decide what size honeycomb do we want to use in the background. Well, my suggestion is that we, which one did I use? I used about the third one in. Yeah, see, I made a little marks, so that tells me. So that's quite good. So I've got to make it before I can transfer it, haven't I? So here, for example, I made my honeycomb. I think this is about right. There, you see, you can see it, can't you? I made it, but before there it is. See? And then once I had it like that, a little bit woo-wah, then I decided where to put it. You see what I mean? Quite good. Put another one there as well. So let's just make our honeycomb. Okay, here. 1, 2, 3. I made the little balls there. Can you see that? I think that's the right size. I think this is the right size. Like that. Take your time. And then while you're there, put the... What I did do, I thought it looked artier, was not completely fill it, you know, the second one in. I just made a little bit, you know, like an illusion of the honeycomb. Right, so let's have a look. So we've got that one, and then I'll move it over. See? So you move it like that, and then you make the next one. And what I'm doing is I'm just going back to that centre one all the time. You've got choices, haven't you? You can go 6 of one and a half dozen of the other. You can move the artwork round. Let's do this. Make a kind of a flower. And that could be your centre. And then you can work off that, can't you? But having the download's great. The download is, like I say, it's on the website. Let's have a look what we've got. There you go. It's looking good. The download is on the website, and there's a SHAC area. Paul will give you the link, and then it should say hexagon. We moved it to make it easy to find. Okay, have a look. There you go. So you can use this. It makes it so easy to make a honeycomb. Really, really, really. The link is posted, Paul says. Well, that's very good of you. Thank you very much, kind sir. Right, let's put another one in about there. Come on. So you can build it, can't you? You could bring it in from the edge of the card. So your 5 notelets that you're going to make, you could change it. Look, I'm joining them up now. You can change it on each one. It doesn't have to be the same one. See? So you could have different bees and different names and different honeycombs. I think that'd be quite good, you know. Something different, isn't it? But see, that's going to look quite good. What about if I do that? I want a couple more up there, don't I? Okay. That can be arranged, friends. See, you can miss a bit as well, can't you? 1, 2, 3. If I go like that, miss that bit there. Now we're getting very arty. And the nice thing is, of course, that you can use your template again and again, can't you? Any size, look. Go any size, depending on what artwork you want to use. So that looks quite good. I feel I want to go a bit over here, don't you? But another one. I don't know. If I go up there, what about down here then? All right. Okay. See, it's the creative process. The creative process. Dave and I have been talking about this a lot. You know, you and I have been talking about. We've been talking about this a lot too. You know, it's not even so much about what you end up with, is it? It's about getting with your hands and just enjoying the process. This is like yoga for the mind, isn't it? There you go. Have a look if that's going to work. So that's going to look really nice. I'm going to put one more there, I think. One more. Tie up that. Well, I'm not, am I? I am. I'll draw it. I'll go freehand on that one then. There, like that. All right. That'll do. Tracing paper. Cool. I wish I had shares in a tracing paper company. What a great invention, tracing. Well, it's like parchment, I suppose. So if I go like that now I can decide where I want to put it, can't I? I can turn it around like that as well, so it's facing that way. That looks good as well. Right, great. In for a penny. Well, in that case, sorry guys, I'm in the process now. See, that's what happens when you get into it. When you get into it, then your mind. See, I've had a cracking headache all morning, and yet now I can literally feel it disappearing. Right, and I can always add more, can't I? If I want to. Let's go that way. There you go, great. I like that. Of course, now it's round the other way, so it's going to change anyway. That's all right. Don't overthink it. That'll do. Eh? That'll do. Like that. Okay, good enough. So now I just need to avoid my bees, don't I? So I think I'll start with them because I don't want to confuse them. So I think I'll go there. Let's just get the shape going. Don't have to use everything you've got, Barbara. That's it. See if it's doing the job. Yeah, of course it is. There you go. Yeah. There you go. And there goes my headache. Gone. It's such a fantastic solution, isn't it? I understand why I've got a headache. I've got a lot of plates in the air, you know, like so many of you. It's not just me. Gosh. But as soon as you do something like this, it's like a kind of meditation, isn't it? I don't think I'll use that one. Yeah, I know where I want to go. I'm just going to go now with what I've got, and I'm going to use the ones I've got. See what I mean? I think I want to put one there as well. So you can transfer them. Once you've got a kind of a body of them, then you can transfer them, can't you? And then draw them as you need them. There you go. I think. Yeah. Okay. So, oh look, got one there. Let's draw it until we're happy. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a wall. It's just gonna look like wallpaper. Let's just do this. Just with a pencil. I think we're going to stick with the pencil anyway, aren't we? Stick with a pencil, make it soft. Soft. There you go. Nice. There we are. This is going to work really well. And relax. Oh. It's good, isn't it? I think I want one there. Do you see? Just want one there, I think. Don't know if I've got the right paper the right way around for that. That's good enough. Just gives me the right. There you go. And we can add a bit. Now we're getting arty, aren't we? Yeah, there we go. Open. That's enough, you know. That's going to be plenty. And if we want to add another one, put them there. Okay, how are we doing? I haven't used tracing paper since school. We sell it, don't we, Paul? I'm sure we've got this because it's good quality, this tracing paper. And it's cheap as chips, really. But it's very smooth. It's like artist quality because you can get some that's quite grainy. I wouldn't use parchment. It's too expensive for this job. So now we've done that. Now let's have a look at our pencils. So if we want to colour this in, how about we look at the bees, shall we? Come on then. So I wasn't sure about the grey, the black outline. I know it makes it pop more, but I was thinking, how about we put the colour in? Let's do the colour, and then when we've put the black and the yellow in, then we could decide. Because remember when we were doing the vases, those vases, we didn't need an outline, did we? So perhaps we'll get to it and go, don't need an outline. We've created the shape with the shade. Let's give it a go. Now, what do I need? Okay, so let's have a look. The polychromos, you know those, Father, you know me, the Faber-Castell. I love the grey scale on these ones. So we've got these sets of 12. Let's have a look. I might have to pull in a different yellow, but it's the greys I'm after. So we've got a Payne's grey, which is like black but not black. I'm actually going to grab a black as well, but it's those colours that we're looking for, right? And then we'll do that first. We need a pencil sharpener. Yeah, and then we're going to do this. Okay, so let's have a look. We'll start with a light grey, a lighter grey. There you go. And so that will decide us. That will help us to decide which part's grey and which part's black. Let's just make a decision. So, for example, and what we're going to do is not colour in. If we were to go really, really, really close, let's see how close we can go. Right. What we're going to do, I haven't had these on for a while either. My Dame Edna's. Oh no, really strong magnifiers. But since we're getting in tight, let's have a look. So I'm going to make it's tiny little strokes to make him, don't press so hard. Is my head in the way? Sorry if it is. Right, so I'm going to go like that. Tiny little strokes. And then this is going to be there as well. So a little tiny flick, 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 flick. On the other side of the waistline, if you like. Okay, let's have a look. And now we're going to use that. It's going to be the yellow. So now let's go this way. Little tiny flicks with this grey, just to establish. Look. Can you see that? Okay, I can. Do you remember when we coloured? We used to do a lot of colouring in, didn't we, during lockdown? Do you remember when we did the owls core? That was quite a fantastic colouring session, wasn't it? The owls. Right, let's do that grey. I wonder if I've still got those owls that we did. They were pretty spectacular. Right, and then this is going to be another grey stripe here. Let's do that. Tiny grey marks. No, it doesn't. It's not done till it's done, though. Remember? While we're on it, let's get her done as well. She's a girl. Let's put a little bit of. We'll put a stripe on her thorax as well. Right, and on the waistline. And that's going to be yellow, and then this is going to be grey, black, then yellow, then black. Doesn't take long. Just requires a little bit of focus, doesn't it? There you go. So I'm going to be on TV. Let me see, on Sunday, if you have time to join me. And then we should be all hands to the pumps to get ready to welcome our friends coming for the retreats. It's always good fun. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing everyone again. There. I think we're completely sold out. But there. So I've got those down. Now I won't put. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick a yellow. So you've got pergoliners, but I think there's that yellow I use. Not pergoliners. They're nice yellows. I'm going to go with the polychromos. What yellow shall we use? Just bear with me a minute. That's a nice bee yellow, isn't it? What do you think? It's a bit more yellow. I'm going to go with a light yellow. See, we've got a nice yellow in here. We've got two, but it's a little bit zesty, isn't it? But I bet if you've got those, and then you popped the orange over the top, that would work as well. So you've got the pergoliners, any colouring pencils. I'm sure you've got some decent colouring pencils, haven't you, friends? Right, let's get in there. Let's do that yellow. Let's do the yellow. And then we can go in and reinforce the black, can't we? That's what I'm thinking. Right, in with the yellow now. Same again. Just going to go in with those little marks. Won't take long. There you go. Just fill in the yellow bits with the light feathery stroke. Cool, we've said that a few times, haven't we? There. How's that look? It's looking good. Right, and pop as well. Yellow. That's it. When they're little like this, it's easy, isn't it? Okay. Now, black. We're definitely going black. So do you want to use a pencil or do you want to use a black? There's a black one in the pergoliners. I'm going. You can know I'm sharpening my pencils here to get a good tip. Let's go again. And this is where we start to really concentrate what we're doing. So you've got choices now. You can make little tiny fibrous like that. You could also stipple. Either way, you're going to get a really good detail. Right? Just a bit of stippling like that. Just got to make sure you stay in the right area, right? Let's have a go. And you'll see, as you do this, you'll get that fantastic texture. Can you see that, or am I going? I can see it. Up and down, up and down, into the yellow, top and bottom. There you go. And you know we've said this 1,000 times. I have. There are no experts in this building. I have. Absolutely. This is what I figured out yesterday afternoon when it was raining. We got back from Mickle. And I thought, I must get on the bus, on the SHAC bus, and figure out where we're headed tomorrow. And that's it, my friends. That's all I know about what I'm doing here is what I figured out yesterday. Now let's get some grey going in there. It's not finished yet. It pings right at the end. Now let's have a look. Get that yellow. I'm going to go for the darker yellow now as well. Let's get that darker yellow going. That's that. And now we're going to get the darker yellow going on that side. See? And now I'm using the yellow for the shade. Right, head. Let's get some depth going on the head. Okay. Need his eyes to be grey. dark, actually black almost. Just get that going. I'm going to leave a little bit of white where the light is reflecting off his eyes. There you go. Okay. And then you just start to add shade. You see this all right? There we go. Cutting through. See? It's good, isn't it? Cut into that yellow bit. Trying to make him look a little bit furry, because they are, aren't they? Let's have a look. That works. Yeah. There you go. Get his head sorted out. I'm quite liking him. What about a bit of shade now on this side? See, so now I'm taking a lighter grey, let's see. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the undercarriage, right across, on the yellow as well. Now it's starting to work, isn't it? There, look. Cool. Very cool. Tell you what, if you heard him coming at you, you'd move, wouldn't you? When we were little children, wasps were the thing, weren't they? When we lived in Germany and the wasps would come, we used to, there's a word there's Sauer, right? Sauer, our German friends will of course know this. So Sauer means sour, right? And Süß means sweet. So whenever a wasp would come near you, or a bee, you'd start going, Sauer, 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 as if the wasp would understand that there's nothing sweet there for you. Sauer, 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 Sauer. And I just remember there used to be lots of wasps and bees when we used to go to Germany every summer. And because I can remember, even now, I'll be sitting in Crowborough and a wasp will come along, or a bee, and I go, Sauer, 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 Sauer. It's just what children do. What did you used to do, apart from run? He's looking good now. Now what we want, though, we want a little bit of translucency on those wings. So let's just not press hard. Let's just take a bit of shade out that way. Just pull it out. There you go. You don't need much. It's a light grey, this one. It's one of those 12. That looks good, doesn't it? See? Don't want much. And then to be honest, the legs, I'm just going to use my H pencil. See, I was right about what I said about not using a black pen. I personally think. See, then you can add a bit of, look, there we go, a little bit of interest down the bottom, like as if he had a little foot. Hey, 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 check him out now. What you'd run if he came along. So put a little dot there. Hey, just got to know that you can't rub out the pencil work because you rub him out. Do you like him? I love him. There we go. So let's try and emulate the same texture. I'll turn that round. Hey, put a bit of shadow on him as well, you know. Let's put some on him again now. So this time let's go in with the black. The trick is like parchment, really. When you got to kind of keep a sharp pencil. If you feel that you're wasting a lot, because you aren't cheap, these pencils, you can always use sandpaper blocks. I'm sure we sell these as well. Sandpaper blocks. And you see there's loads of sandpaper pieces on there like that. And then what you do is you just, if you want a sharp end, you just swivel like that. And you can get your tip again. And you probably save quite a lot of pencil by using these, if you know what I mean. If you're going to treat yourself to a tin of Faber-Castells, I think we sell them. We still sell them. I think we've got some. I'm sure I saw some in the cupboard. Right, here we go. So let's just, yeah, it might be worth, if you're going to treat yourself to a set of Faber-Castell polychromos, then you might as well get yourself one of these as well, because save the pencils. You know, for sure. Let's just have a look. What are we doing? Yeah. So I won't see you on Monday because we've got the retreats. Got too much on. Can't do it all. Then let me see. We will certainly see you. Paul, maybe you'd be good enough to put the Monday next time we resume. I mean, Paul's going to be with you tomorrow in the SHAC. He won't be around either the following Tuesday. So Paul's saying we don't sell the sandpaper. Oh, well, but you could get it, you know. Just Google it on Amazon for sure. I know it's still available for sure. Right, let's get that head sorted out. And let's put a little bit of depth around the bottom of that little worker bee. Look, see how it changes him? A bit of depth there. Add a little bit of depth there as well. Change the colour a bit. It's getting a bit grungier now. Right, that head needs a bit of attention. It looks like he's had his head squeezed. Okay. Get the eye right, hey? There. He looks like an alien now. H pencil. Good job. There you go. Get his antenna again. Now let's have a look. We need to sort his leaves out. They do look like leaves, don't they? There we are. Okay. Look. Add a bit of depth through there. On the underside. Definitely there. There. What are your plans this week? Have you got anything lined up? They look good, don't they? Always make a plan. I need a plan. I mean, at the moment, like I say, it's a little bit overwhelming. Got a little bit more on my plate than is savoury. But, right, let's do these. No, they look good. Let's do the honeycomb now. We've got plenty of time. Only 10 to. Right, let's get started. So the honeycomb, we're going to just put a light colour in. We're going to use 3 colours. So let's concentrate on a couple of them. So here, for example, really lightly, what you want to do is get like a chisel. Look, that's wasting pigment. I know. Don't say anything. I'm trying to show you. Right. There. Let's just do a couple of them like this. I know what I wanted to tell you. Be kind. Yeah, be kind. The sale. Okay, we've had a few people ringing up. I'm pretty sure that the people, our 200 friends that are with us in the SHAC, right, are not the people that are being abusive on the telephones. It doesn't help the situation. We're only a little company, you know. It's quite hard to know which way to turn, really. Okay, so we try to put these sales on because we know that will help you, and we can, you know, just for the members, we do it, and then we get people kicking off on the phone, and I think, well, do you know, don't push me, people, because I'm just as likely to say, right, that's it, I'm not doing that anymore. There. See, so you get a nice edge. Yeah, so be nice, please. I know that it's not you anyway. Honestly, I do. I know that. You know better. You know, the thing about the sale is that what we do is we try not to sell. Well, we don't sell out. So if, for example, the sale runs for a week and we sell out of, I don't know, of a particular stamp, right, or a stencil or something that's taken your fancy that you want, rather than say it's sold out, we make them so that you can get them for half price during that period, regardless. You know, I mean, that's, where else do you get a sale like that? I'm pretty sure that must be pretty unique, you know. But in a minute, I'm going to say, right, we're not doing that anymore because it's too much aggravation and people are not appreciative. But then I know that the vast majority of people are. So, you know, just be nice. Okay. There, see? So now I'm taking a slightly darker one to add that depth to it, right? It's good, isn't it? Yeah, be nice. And I have said to Sue and the guys that answer the phone, if somebody's really rude, just give them a refund. Don't put up with it, you know. It's just not right. It's not right. It ain't fair and it ain't friendly and it ain't appropriate. What's that? Pole dart, isn't it? It ain't friendly. Yeah. And do you know what? In all the years we've been doing it, it always takes a month. It doesn't matter how hard we work or how many of us are pumps to the, you know, just going for it. It takes from the day of the sale to the last order out the door. It's always a month. There you go. So that's it. And I cannot change that. I can't change it. And if I could, don't you think I would? Right. So now we'll take a yellow. I really like these little bees. Let's see. So then I can add a little tiny, using the side of the pencil, you see, really lightly. Okay. And what we're going to do is just add a little whisper of yellow to tie. I'm really happy. I've got to tell you, I prefer the bee without the black line art, don't you? Looks more realistic. I'm going to try something else in a minute. I've got this idea. I don't know if it will work, but we'll give it a go. Say, for example, I take a really light one. What's this one? What's this? What have we got here? Cold grey 3. Okay, let's take cold grey 3. Now, I wonder if, I can always rub it out if it doesn't look right, but what about if I put the shadow underneath, like quite a long way away from the bee, like there. So it looks like it's got a shadow. Just got this feeling that it would look quite good if it were quite a long way away, like there. If I don't like it, I can always rub it out again. It's not quite hitting the spot where I want it to, but you know what I'm getting at, don't you? No. I think it is going to get there, though. See, if you put the bee's wing out there, that far out, what do you think? And then a bit darker in there. I don't want to lose the actual bee, though, you know? I don't want to lose the bee, which I feel I might here. So where's that eraser? I've got a rubber here somewhere. No. Not sure I like that now. See if I can make a little. Take that pink one just to get that edge there again. Okay. I don't know. I think it's got legs, friends. I think it's got legs. Bit of shadow. So you can see what we're doing here. Just yeah. I know where I've got to go. A bit further down this way. Right. Well, that's going to be my project when I've got more time. Personally, I prefer pencils than the line art. I think you'll agree with me. Don't they look realistic as opposed to those ones? Okay. So Paul says we'll be back in the shack. I'll be back in the shack on the 14th. So let me just, I want to pan out a little moment because we're going to do a couple of little finishing tricks before we call it a day. Now, okay, so we did a marathon on television last week and we brought into play these new dies. Okay, let me show you. All right, so we've got these new dies and they, do you remember, look, and I want to show you this as well, because this is what we're doing on Sunday. These are immaculate. Remind me to get that out of the cupboard in a minute to show you. So, for example, do you remember last week we did that little, with the bees, didn't we? We did a little landscape like that. And then Yeah. So then we made these mats with these new dyes, which are absolutely dynamite. I can't tell you, right? These are so good. And the way they get made, do you remember we always used to have these ones? See, we used to have these dyes, didn't we? This great big one, right? And then you used to get all these different ones. So, for example, that one there, which is my personal favorite, the film strip, you could only ever get it in that size. Well, now what we've done is, let me show you, we've made these into, if you didn't watch it on telly, then I've got to tell you, right? We made my 5 favorites, but they're all like the chevron, the hearts, the dots, see, film strip, and the lattice. And these were all on here, okay, like the lattice, but it was this little tiny one. So we never saw the lattice. I never used it. I thought it was a new one, right? Now you can get them in all the sizes. And there's an added bonus to this. If, for example, you only cut out, let's leave that one out of the way for a minute. Let's take, for example, this one, which is the lattice. It's very nice, right? Which one's the lattice? Got hearts, the dots, the film strip, lattice. That's that one that I said was never used. I never even knew it existed because it was only one of the little rinky-dink ones. So now this one is that one there, right? But so I'm going to turn it over. This is where it gets interesting. So this one here, for example, if I take this one and I just use this, then when I cut it out, see, I assume that not everybody knows about this. I can't ever assume that everybody watching knows exactly how dyes work, because that's not true at all. You know, there are a lot of people. When I go to pottery, nobody knows what a dye is. They haven't got a clue. And so, you know, it's a different world. It's papercraft is a whole new thing. So let's take this one. So when you cut this out, what happens is you get the cutout on the outside, but there's not a cutting edge on the inside. So whichever one you get a mat, which I think is superb, right? That's where these mats come from. It's just from using this one. Now, if I wanted this, call it the floppy bit, instead of the mat, so I wanted to gut out the middle bit, then what I've got to do, and they're all the same size, then what I've got to do is take the next one down, that one, and cut both of them out. So then I'll cut that one out and that one out, and the outer cutting edge on this one takes the center out then, see? So that way I can take the middle out and I end up with that. You see what I mean? So these are now not just, they're double bubble really. You get two ideas in one, because you can get that and you can get that as well. Well, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Right, so I was showing you on telly with the gutting, call it that. Say for this one, for example, right, if you take that, if I take the one that's smaller down, when I cut this out, I've got a bigger edge here to put my artwork over the top if I don't want it to be really close. But then I've got that as well, so I haven't wasted the middle bit, see? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So looking at this now, if we go to our little picture, right, now let's do a bit of project completion and then we'll call it a day. So now I've got my 5x5 card blank, and I've got that. So that looks pretty cool. I like that. Right, we're looking for this little, you know, the little shop that we're going to sell our honey in when Dave becomes a beekeeper. So now we've got choices. So I could take that one. Doesn't that look lovely? I like, right? But I could also take that one, right? So this is a mat. It's the same size. And I could pop that on there like that. That's rather lovely. I like that one. See, I don't have to do it in black. I mean, I like the black. Looks good. I could use the colour. See, from the companion papers. So I could pop that on there. So that looks superb as well. See, And then I've got the one, this colour, which ties perfectly in with the and they look lovely. What a nice finishing trick, eh? And that's softer because it hasn't got the black ink core. And then we just draw be kind, be happy, behave, be nice. Eh? Be yourself. I like that one. So that's what I wanted to show you, was the finishing tricks with these brilliant dies. You know, the SHAC is all about us getting together and learning how to draw and doodle and keep each other company. Yoga for the mind, you know. And then when you make all these lovely bits of artwork, it's like finishing. Then what? Then what? Then what, friends? And I wanted to show you this particular little card, because this is one of my demos that we're doing on Sunday, and many of you might recognise. See these? I've already prepped it all, but what I wanted to show you was this little. Look at this little guy. So you know that right is one of those little toppers again, don't you? 3.5 inches. That's all it is. And this little stamp here, I'm going to show you this, heads up, because I think these are going to fly out of the door. You ready? I want to show you, because I won't be able to show you until the Sunday. These are superb. These are Art Deco, really, really nice. Quite Rennie Macintoshy, drawn by ourselves. Look, you can see this is an A4 piece of, this is A4 stamps. It's huge. But look at all the beautiful. So we drew a couple of new Christmas ones. We've got, you might recognise these from the larger stamps. They're on the show as well. This is the entire Art Nouveau section, the whole lot, all right, in one big A4 stamp collection. Look, really, really fantastic, okay? And when you see this little fella, that is that little stamp there. That's it. That's why it's not on there. Look, that's that. And then these ones, that little corner is that and that. Isn't that lovely? I know. Oh, I know. I'm impressed myself. There. So I wanted to just give you the heads up that that's coming up on Sunday. If you're wondering, you know, because you always want to know what we're doing. Well, that's what we're doing. So Sunday 3 to 5, we've got a large stock of them, but I've got a feeling that they will be very popular indeed. And that's what I'm going to get on with now, is finishing up the prep for that. I thank you for your company. Paul, thank you also for your help. Don't forget, Paul's in the SHAC tomorrow with you at 10 o'clock, Groovy Tuesday. And other than that, I don't think anybody else is on. I think Tina's taken a well-earned rest this week. So it would just be me on Sunday. Lots of love to you. And enjoy the cool weather. Make the most of it, because there are people all over the world that would love to be able to stand out in the rain right now. Okay, lots of love. And yeah, have a good week. Bye-bye now.